going on, everybody? This is the Insiders with After the Impact. This is our show that we do usually every week, unless we have something else going on. But we do this to talk about the previous Impact Wrestling show that we had just got done watching. And tonight's was really, really, really good. And I figured it would be. And Jeff and I talked about it in the pre-show before we started the watch along that it was probably going to be a very interesting show tonight because we got hardly anything schedule of the actual show. You know, a couple matches really, and that was it. So we got a lot of stuff that went on tonight. A lot of stuff, unexpected things too. We kind of figured we were going to get the ROH angle, which we did. But we got some unexpected surprises tonight as well. So good stuff. And welcome to all of you that have come and joined us for After the Impact. That's what we do. We basically just kind of go round table. We give our scores of the show, and then we'll talk a little bit about we'll do it a little different tonight. We'll give our scores first, along with you guys, and then we'll just kind of turn it over to each one of us. Of course, Conrad is joining us tonight as well. So we'll all just kind of go through what we found the highlights of tonight's show for us. And just maybe like what we're most excited about coming up in the future. So we'll go over that as well after the scores. So some quick hellos, and then we'll get into it. Jen Carter. Hey, Jen. Trav, what an impact. DJ Kryptonox says, yo. Azan says, what's the deal, Pickles? Johnny Bates says, Rok-C. James Chadwick says, let's fucking go. Because, yes, it is non-censored content here. Let's go. 9 out of 10 is on. So he's given the scores. Yeah, you guys can go ahead and do that. Derek says 9. Heather says it was a great show, but still feel bad about Rok-C and how that all went down. Well, apparently there are rumors abound that she's on to bigger and better things. So, you know, she Conrad told me that she had a tryout with NXT. So we were talking about that a little bit after the show. So it looks as if maybe she's getting a second one. So she may end up in NXT. So we'll see. J-Hub, Shelly, out of you. It's going down this Saturday in Athens, Georgia. Parade for the national team. Yes, Georgia won the college football championship. Boy, Atlanta people are having a heck of a sports year. The Braves and now the Georgia Bulldogs. So, yeah, they're having a pretty good sports year. Maybe the Atlanta Hawks will win the basketball championship this year. I mean, who knows? Basketball seems like it's kind of up in the air. Nobody really pulling away from anybody, but it is only the regular season. Somebody check on D'Lo out of 10. Says Johnny Bates. DJ Kryptonox says 9 out of 10. Normally when Impact don't announce much, it's going to be a chaotic, wonderful show, and it was. It was. Good call. Hello, everyone. I'm back, says Mark. Hey, Mark. What's up with D'Lo? Is he getting written off too? I don't know. I honestly do not know. Maybe he's taking a break. I'm not real sure. Trav says 9 out of 10. All right. Rok-C to NXT. We'll see. Could be. I see Ian Riccaboni being on Impact commentary full-time, which would be awesome. Yeah, I'm okay with that. All right, let's go round table. We'll give our scores for the show first. So I will start this time with Jeff. Jeff, what did you score tonight's show, man?
I'm going to give it an 8.75. I thought it was really good, really strong show. We got a lot of continuations. We got a lot of things being set up for the next several months, I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an exciting time, and honestly, we're going to get even more. I wouldn't be surprised next week if we got some type of action going on. So just saying, just throwing that out there.
It was teased earlier online. We know that another tag team is going to make an appearance at some point. So the big thing, well, I'll go into it when we're doing our comments because I have something that I want to say about this whole thing with Ring of Honor and what I have to see happen here. I can see a D'Lo Aces and 8 type angle with the ROH guy, says J-Hub. You're not the first person that said that. That was said a couple times. So yeah. Sean Rousset says 9 out of 10. Mark Hicks says 8 out of 10. Obviously, it depends on what direction Ring of Honor wants to go in when they return. All right, Conrad, what did you think of tonight's show, man?
I'm gonna go 8.25 out of 10. Really good show. I like where everything has branched off from. I wasn't in the stream for the Hard to Kill enough to keep talking, but Hard to Kill was a great pay-per-view.
Absolutely.
Like, it was up there as one of the best ones so far of the year. Like, so when it's time for pay-per-view of the year comments, everybody remember Hard to Kill should be in that conversation, I think.
Yep.
But really good stuff. I liked you guys told me some of the surprises. I didn't even know what happened to D'Lo. I saw D'Lo. I went to go and like clean up stuff, and then I came back. I'm like, "Where's D'Lo, bro?" D'Lo got put through a table, bro.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Mark says Speedball was the MVP of the night. Okay, all right, yeah, it was a great match that he had with Jake something. So absolutely. All right, fair enough. I'm gonna give the show. I'm going to go right in between there as well. I'm going to say an 8.5. I'm going to go 8.5. It was a great show. Lots of surprises. And like Jeff, I think that the big thing here is it's a springboard to the start of what we are going to have happen for the next few months. We all know that Ring of Honor is scheduled to come back in April. So, what have they got going on until then? Well, probably what you're seeing tonight. So, you got February, March, where they could do a couple of things. We've got the invasion angle going on. And even with that, you had some other things in there as well. You had Gresham and Macklin. So we're going to get that next week. You had that little confrontation with Maria Kanellis and Deonna Purrazzo as well. Just a little kind of a tease before the rest of them got in there and beat up Raywall, which people probably weren't too unhappy about that. But so you got that little bit of a tease in there too. So this is going to keep going. And eventually they're going to kind of have to, and if you look at your history in wrestling, and if you guys maybe some of you were too young to have watched WCW, but the thing about it is they had to kind of get together. So they had to get together. Now they tried tonight, but the group wasn't all that big, and they kind of got blindsided in the back, and they took out Eddie Edwards in a couple. But you kind of have to start thinking about it in the future. Who is going to be the person who's going to come back and be able to, help them against? Remember, in WCW it was Sting. You had Sting fighting off the NWO. Well, who's going to be the guy that's going to be the one that's going to come back and unite whoever is going to fight off these guys from Ring of Honor? Is it Sami Callihan, who's been off the show for a while? Who is it going to be? Because that's not Moose. Moose isn't that guy. Moose probably doesn't give a damn. He's in it for it, the championship. He's got that. He's in it for what he's doing. And it looks like he's going to be involved in the storyline with Morrissey or with Josh or whoever is coming up. So, he's not going to be the one. So I would imagine that you'll get layers to that are going to get added along the way, because it looks like it's very similar to what we saw with the NWO going on here. So it's interesting. A lot of interesting stuff happening. Haas, yeah. Who would have expected that? Unfortunately, someone in our chat spoiled it, but who would have expected to see him come out tonight? So that was a surprise as well. The one thing that I want to point out really quickly too, the thing that Josh said got me as well, because Josh did, and it's the first time I can remember him saying this at the end of that little speech that he had before he was interrupted by Haas, was saying, "I'm wondering if this is the right company for me." Now, I keep saying that. It's well known that his contract ends in February. So, we're not obviously seeing, and I said this before, we're not seeing that resolve. We're not seeing him getting his match with Moose. So, now we're getting interrupted by Haas. So now they're going on to that. So is Josh Alexander going to be around after February? I don't know. I hope so. But that was the first time he really alluded to that. And he specifically came out and said, "I don't know if this company is the right company for me." I'm like, okay. So that's going to be something that I would keep my eyes on as well. As long as eventually Vincent sacrifices Caleb, then I'm happy. I know I say this, but I do think this time I do see a Survivor Series type of thing happening between ROH and Impact. I feel that's the way to go. James Chadwick, dude, you were bad, but yeah, Caleb sucks. Moose to the Rumble. Let's go. Josh could cement himself perfectly as the face of Impact by defending Ring of Honor off. Yeah, but he's not involved in the storyline. At least it doesn't look like he is right now. So maybe, possibly Johnny Bates. I don't know. But I'm a little concerned with that whole comment that he had tonight. I'm a little concerned with that, I must say. They need to KO Josh and give him more money. I don't want to happen is like when WCW invaded WWE, you had the mid-card WCW guys taking on the top WWE guys. I want Ring of Honor to bring in like Rush, Bandito, Shane Taylor. It looks like the group that they've got there now is probably going to be the group that they're going to have. I don't think that they'll add any more to that. Gresham's out on his own, so it looks as if that group that they've got there. I don't think you're going to see it blow up like that. You're not going to see different members coming in. I don't think every week. I don't know if they'll do that. I think they're just going to probably stick around with it. They don't want to go exactly and copy, what happened with WCW because you don't want that to get rehashed. But Josh will be lost in AEW like so many others unless they reunite him with Ethan. And that's kind of what I think the appeal for AEW would be, to be honest, if they brought him there. So I don't know. Does he want to get and does Ethan Page want that? I don't know. That's a hard question to answer. Hard question to answer. Okay. All right. So there's our scores. We're going to go round table, and we're just going to talk about what highlights were for everybody and what we are most excited about in the future. So you guys in the chat do the same. I'll read them off as we go past everybody and get the comments from each one of us. Let us know, what are you most excited about to see in Impact Wrestling? I mean, we have a great card next week. We have oh my gosh, we have Josh versus Haas. We have Decay versus I'm lost. I'm way too tired. Decay versus Tennille, Caleb, and Madison Rae. And then what else do we have? I'm pretty sure they made other matches, and I'm forgetting them all already.
And
yes,
Tasha
Steele.
Chelsea and Tasha Steeles, right? So I apologize, but it's late for me too. So Conrad looking sad like a boy who dropped his ice cream. What's wrong?
Maybe I did drop my ice cream.
Maybe you did. Maybe you missed it. I'm still the North for life. The return of Kimberly, says Johnny Bates. Yeah, Kimber, I think, is sick, or was anyway, or at least she may have had COVID. I'm not 100% sure of that. So, all right, Conrad, I'll start with you. What were your highlights of the show, and what are some of the things that you're most looking forward to now in Impact that after what we saw tonight?
I think the highlights of the show, I'm going to kind of combine a bunch, but I like the flow of tonight's show. There wasn't a moment, like I said, I only stepped away for a second and I felt like I missed a lot. I came back and I'm like, dude, the announce team has changed. What has happened? Then it flowed into a backstage segment. Then we're seeing people get attacked. Then you have a match going on. Then you've got someone out there complaining about something. Here comes Jonah. It felt very just boom, 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 and that's the main event, and that's the end. Duh, and it was over. Quick, easy watch. I love when wrestling is like that. And things that I'm looking forward to right now, I'll say the Knockouts division. I'm going to keep saying this. I've been saying this for a while. I think that Impact has the best women's wrestling in North America. Could you argue Stardom and some of those other ones? Perhaps. But from what I watch as my main source of women's wrestling, I think Impact's got the division. They're building people up. We have great tag teams that make freaking sense, holding tag team titles. We also have Mickie James right now as the Knockouts champion. I just love everything that's going on with that division. It's on fire, and I think that division's carrying Impact.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, they had the main event Hard to Kill. And Mickie even brought that up. Mickie did an interview that I watched. I can't remember what channel she was on, but she had talked about that. She said, that was an amazing honor for her to main event that show. And she said that they were actually surprised when they heard that that was the plan. So I can't disagree with anything you said. I love their women's division, and I think people should take a cue from them as to, look, you've got what you have there. Obviously, is talented. They can run with anybody, and why not spotlight them if that's what you've got? So yeah, absolutely. Derek says definitely. Terry and Ian were the highlights. I can't believe some dipshits tried to say Kimber had left. She's made them look like right mugs. Yeah, she did. Yeah, that was stupid. Said she left the show. I like the idea of different guys at the table tonight, at the announce table. Yeah, it was cool. There's something different. Absolutely. I hope William Regal comes to Impact. He would be, where'd it go? He'd be a great asset behind the scenes and on screen. Agreed. Excited about Mickey to the Rumble, but I need to come out as to Hardcore Country. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they'll go that far. We'll see. You never know. Derek says, can I change my name to Sexual Chocolate? I think Mark Henry might have something to say about that. Impact are trendsetters, but don't get credit for it. Mark Hick says Tom Phillips on commentary definitely helps Impact so much. I want more speedballs, so much good on this show. Agreed, Mark. I agree. All right, Jeff. What were your highlights tonight? What stood out for you? And what are you most looking forward to coming up?
Oh man, there was so much that happened tonight. A couple things. One is how they're positioning Masha. That's very, very interesting for me because so far she has looked absolutely unstoppable. So what does that mean? What does that mean for her within the next 3 to 6 months? What does that mean for Mickie James? So
good call.
That kind of thing. And then the other thing is, good God, Johnny Bates.
If I could play the music, I would.
I know, man. But Moose and Morrissey and Josh and how that whole thing is going to resolve itself. Is Josh still going to be around? Because that comment stood out.
Yeah,
for sure.
It did.
Is that comment still going to be? I mean, is that going to still be around? Is that potential to regain that title? Is that there?
Yeah.
Or is he going to go, for greener pastures? So there was a lot though tonight. I mean, even down to, you got to feel like you're going to get Brian Myers and Zicky Dice at some point.
Yep.
So, I mean, there's just a lot that happened tonight, and I'm really looking forward to how long Moose can keep the belt and what's next for the Knockouts division, because that's another thing. You've got Tasha in that mix too. Now that she's won the Ultimate X match, you've got her in that mix too. So where does she fit in with all of this? How's this thing going to go with her and Chelsea? Because I actually like the fact that they have them feuding now, with them being the last ones in the match. Now that builds, animosity. I like what they're doing with the show. It's really, really good stuff. Really good stuff.
There's a lot of different doors open and a lot of different things going on at once. And like Conrad alluded to earlier, it does make the show go very quickly. And that's the thing. When I look back, watching wrestling shows that I really loved, in a lot of cases, I was upset when they ended. Now, in most cases, back in the day of in the 90s and in the late 80s and stuff like that, you didn't have long wrestling shows. Even when WWF had stuff, they were an hour. You know, you had, and then when the thing got going between the Monday Night Wars, they were 2 hours. You had, you know, WCW was on for 2 and WWE was on for 2. You didn't have these really long shows. So there was a lot in that little amount of time that they did, and there wasn't a lot of filler. And it would go very, very quickly. Before you knew it, they were over, and you just wanted more. And that's what I can see. I agree with Conrad with his point, because that's what I can see happening here. You're going to get so much of this now. You have so many different things that are going on, and they pointed out some of the you know, the things that maybe people wouldn't even remember from the show because of everything that was front and center. For me, I try to look at some of the smaller things that are going on. Like I mentioned, the thing with Maria Kanellis and Deonna. Do we get that match? Is that something we're going to see? You know, obviously the Ring of Honor thing is going on. Is the Ring of Honor thing going to always be? Is it going to be a big 5-on-5 like someone in the chat said, or are we going to get little singles matchups here and there between people? If that's the case, is somebody else going to step up, like I said, for Impact and going to fight the good fight against Ring of Honor? The Macklin match next week, that's intriguing because, again, it's pure rules. So every time they fight Gresham, it's pure rules. So we're getting another pure match next week that we're going to see. And nobody really knows, you know, everybody's thinking, oh, Macklin's going to get crushed. We don't know that. We've never seen him wrestle that way. So you don't really know if that's going to be the case. He may end up showing out a little bit where people wouldn't have expected it. I certainly don't think he's going to win it, but you know, he may show some things that, you know, some skills that he has. So, and it's just there's so much going on here that you're going to see some of it come to culminations on their smaller pay-per-views. Which they have in between the larger ones. So I'm sure we'll get some of this leading into next month when we'll get an Impact Plus pay-per-view. And then it'll lead up to a bigger one the following month. But yeah, it's really, really excited. And I said before I came on the show tonight, I was really excited to get on here because of what happened at Hard to Kill had led into tonight. And it definitely bled over. I mean, everything that we were thinking was going to happen was going to happen. You guys are freaking me out about Josh. Listen, we don't know. We don't know. But again, if they had him say that, then they must know that people, you know, are in the know about his contract. And it could just be an angle. And maybe they're going to work that angle. So it could be an angle part of it too. We don't know. And that's a good thing. Listen. It's too easy today on the socials and everything else to have everything spoiled for you. So, and we don't know. Well, you know what they say, he who dares wins. Good Brothers and VDB working together. Yeah, well, we'll see how long that lasts too is on. I don't know that that's going to last. That's going to explode. Yeah, at some point, that's going to just blow up. And that's going to be interesting too. Good Brothers against VDB. I'm okay with that too. Listen, VDB never really went back after them to get their titles back when they lost their belts. You know, so that could definitely be something that we want to see as well. I love the pure rules. I think Macklin's going to prove something. No closed fist rule needs to bring back for all of wrestling, like it is still in British wrestling, says Johnny Bates. So Jesse Callen's here. Hey, Jesse, how are you? Hope you're doing well. But yeah, listen, it was a really, really fun show to watch. And there's so much stuff going on. And I know we're just going to get more of it. You're going to get more of it. What is Scott D'Amore going to do? He made his call, but obviously the call didn't matter. And those guys are just taking over the show. They're doing whatever it is they want. They're beating up announcers. They're doing, and it's, basically is the next thing that's going to happen. Are they going to try to have them arrested? Are they going to have them try to kick them out of the building? Kind of seen some of this a little bit before. So we'll see where it goes. If Josh does leave, it's his right. He'll always have a fan in me wherever he goes. Oh, absolutely. Listen, we don't begrudge that to anybody. Whatever anybody wants to do and whatever they feel is right for their career, they've got to do. And if he does, I just hope that if he does decide to go, he gets recognized and they see him for the talent that he is, and he gets what he wants out of his career. So he earned it, and he absolutely deserved it. He had a killer year. Look, I don't know if you guys knew, I mentioned this. He was number 9 on Sports Illustrated's top 10 wrestlers of the year. And that's a big thing. That's a big sports magazine. So it's pretty good. Pretty good. Ring of Honor guys versus Impact guys, says Walter Johnson. What if Scott is behind it? His next, he wants to. Oh, you think Scott is? Think he's like Bischoff? Is he pulling a Bischoff? Is he behind the invasion? Oh, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? That would be interesting. I mean, we've seen it before, but it's be a little bit unexpected. Hey, you know what? I had said that maybe he was holding Josh back on purpose. Kept saying, "Oh, I'm your friend. I'll let you have it. I'll let you have it." Is it gonna be? Is he gonna turn heel? Maybe.
Indulge me in this. What's to stop Ring of Honor, because they're coming back in April, Impact, and like an NWA from working together? What if they form their own little miniature version of an NWA, pool their resources together to sign these guys? We don't know that. And then they decide, you know what? You go here for a little bit. Then you come over here for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be something fan-freaking-tastic. You're still going to lose your top people, but you'll be able to retain and gain more, and then you'll be able to change parts out and flip over champions whenever you need to. You can still keep the concept of the forbidden door open.
Interesting comment. And Zicky was on Busted Open talking about his pay-per-view, and they asked him, well, what's on tap for you this year? What's going on? And he said, oh, I don't know. He said, right now I'm in Impact, and I'm happy there, and I'll be there for 2 years. But he goes, I don't know. I can always go back to NWA and get my TV title back if I want to. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, that could very well be. Jay White is coming back to Impact. And we still have, that other big announcement that occurred earlier today as well, which Jeff texted me and said, I can finally stop saying it now. I can finally stop talking about it.
It's about time.
Yeah, right.
But I'm happy.
In all fairness, Jeff schwammed that back in. I call Jeff the Schwam now. He's the Schwam of the show, like Chris Berman used to be the Schwam on football. Jeff is now the Schwam. So he schwammed that back 7-8 months ago, or maybe more. Yeah,
at least.
So, yeah. James saying about D'Amore, he was a sneaky bastard when he was Team Canada's manager. Ryan Hawk, hello to you. Swag fan says that would be dope. Did you see Charlie Haas's debut? We did. Yeah. Charlie Haas was on the show tonight. Very cool. Jeff said that to me as well. All right. Well, there you go, guys. That was our After the Impact show. We're here. We do this every week. A lot of times this becomes a prediction show if we have a pay-per-view to do that from Impact that weekend. But just a small little show that we go over the things that stuck out for us from tonight's show. So that's it. Thank you all. We have a lot of people here for this one. 26 people tonight in the chat. So there you go. All right. Well, thank you all for coming out. That's awesome. Some of you are new that haven't been here before. If you are, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We'd love to see you back again. Come back out with us every single Thursday for Impact Wrestling. We're here every single Thursday at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be back next Thursday for it as well. And then we will be here on After the Impact afterwards to talk all about the show that we just watched. So thanks for coming out. Really, really appreciate all of you. Thanks to Conrad for joining us tonight. And of course, thanks to Jeff for all of his hard work on the shows, the graphics, and all the music and such as well. So thanks, guys, for coming. Hopefully, again, don't forget, Saturday night, we have Zicky Dice's Outlandish Paradise. We are going to be doing a watch along for. That's going to start at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get a Twitch account if you don't already have one, because that's the way you have to watch it. You got to go to Zicky's channel. It is free. So just sign up for an account there, and then you can watch it with us. Looks like a lot of fun. Zicky and Evil Uno are the main event. There's a Million Clam Battle Royal. There's a Enzo Amore is there. There's some people from Impact there. Chris Bay is there. Rich Swann, I believe, is there. You got Taya Valkyrie against Thunder Rosa, so it should be a lot of fun. Come out and join us on Saturday night for that. We'll start at 7:45 as always, so make sure you come check that out. And then we'll be back after that on Monday with Abby's Window with Jeff and Jody. So that's it. Have a great rest of your night, guys. Be kind to each other and stay safe. And hopefully we will see you all on our next show, which is Saturday night for Zicky Dice's pay-per-view. Make sure you sub. Make sure you throw up a like on the stream tonight. And make sure you hit that notifications button if you would like to be notified about when we have future content. That's it, guys. Good night. Have a great rest of your night. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. And hopefully we'll see you all again very soon. Good night, everybody.